What is going on, people? Welcome to the inaugural Football Italia show. I'll tell you what, I've been wanting to do an Italian football show for ages, for the longest time. And I tell you what, today I was triggered this morning to hear the news that Jose Mourinho has been sacked by AS Roma. I'm rolling solo, people. I'm on my ones today. People are thinking, what's going on here? Top four? Doing another pod on a Tuesday? Yes, absolutely. It has to be done, ladies and gentlemen. I am confused, man. I am so confused. I do not understand why AS Roma have decided to part company with Jose Mourinho. I do not understand it. I mean, you've got to look at it, right? Remember the reason why Jose Mourinho was appointed at Roma. Let's look at the history of Roma Football Club, or AS Roma rather, and look at what they've been doing in Italian football or in European football, to say the least. They've been shocking. They've been a disgrace. They've not been a team that's been winning anything. They're a team that are allergic to prosperity. Okay, this is a team that hasn't done anything for ages. Do you know Roma? You consider maybe one of the big teams in Italy. People, when you talk about Italian football, when you talk about Serie A, you talk about people like Roma. But let me ask you a question: do you know how many titles Roma have? Do you know how many league titles Roma have? They have three. Three league titles, okay? As many as Jose Mourinho has Premier League titles. They have three in their history, okay? The last time they won a title, people, answer me this. When was the last time AS Roma won Serie A? Don't worry, I'll wait. I'll sit here and wait, because you got to wait. Go back a long time, guys. 2001 was their last Serie A title. Batistuta, Francesco Totti, Del Vecchio, Montella, the list goes on. They had some absolutely phenomenal players, Panucci, the like, right? They had some great players. But let's be very, very clear here, people. What Roma are thinking, I have no idea. I have no idea what on earth they are thinking. The reason they brought somebody like Mourinho in was to get back to winning ways, to start winning trophies, to start, I guess, getting back into the Champions League, which, by the way, they haven't been in the Champions League since 2018. They haven't been in the Champions League since 2018. Do you remember the Remontada when they beat Barcelona? The Greek god in Rome, Peter Drury, said about Manolas, I think his name was. This is the last time they were in the Champions League. Since then, not been a sniff. You know, finishing 7th, 8th, 6th in Serie A. Mourinho comes in. I think they finished 7th the year before. He comes in, he finishes 6th place. This man brought a trophy back in Rome, the first trophy in 14 years, because they last won the Coppa Italia, I think it was in like 09, 08, around that time. Okay, their first European trophy, and by the way, it's their only European trophy. The last European trophy they won prior to the Conference League was the Fairs Cup in 1961. What are we talking about here, people? What is going on? Yeah, big up to everybody that's watching in right now. Let me just get this off my chest before I get into the comment section. Yeah, he was appointed to build a frigging empire in Rome. Okay, and don't get me wrong, it was going to be an uphill battle. It was going to be a struggle and a grind, because Roma, people, yeah, as I said, compared to the Inter Milans, the Juventus, the AC Milans, they are no match for these teams. They are no match for these teams. We should be looking at Roma from the outside looking in. We look at Roma like we look at Fiorentina. Teams like that, of that area, Lazio, as crazy as that is to say, right? Especially, you know, and don't get me wrong, his record, by the way, Mourinho's record against Lazio has been a disgrace for all the Gelorossi fans out there, okay? They've had 6 games. Mourinho's, I think, lost 4, won 1, drawn 1. So it's not been great. It's not been great by any stretch of the imagination. But nonetheless, one thing he said out of the gate when he joined Roma, Mourinho, the first thing he said, I'm going to have players that are going to bleed for this shirt. The Roma fans could not believe what they were hearing. That's exactly the passion that they were after. They wanted to see people die and bleed for this shirt, for this Roma shirt. And he said things like, you know, I have more trophies than you guys have in your career. I know how to win trophies here at this football club. If you trust me, we will win trophies together. This is unbelievable. The guy wins the Europa Conference League. We can laugh and snigger all we want at it. When you're a team that hasn't won a trophy in 14 years, and hasn't won a European trophy in 60 years. Okay? I'm sorry, what? You haven't got the time to snigger about whatever trophy. And let me be very clear. The Romanista, the fans, they are all over Mourinho. They love Mourinho. Okay? As they can't even believe that he would choose them to be the manager of. So let's be very clear. He is loved by the fans, which is what makes this situation even more mind-boggling. But the guy wins the Europa Conference League. The guy is the first man to ever win it. Roma are the first team to ever win that European trophy. The first team ever. Look at what it meant for West Ham when they won it the year after, right? Last season. It meant the world to them. But Roma and West Ham, there's not a lot of difference, really. I mean, Roma's the bigger club, don't get me wrong, right? They've got the league titles at least. But my goodness, it's been forever. It's been forever since they won anything worthy of note. This is the stuff I could not understand. Yeah? Back-to-back European finals. Okay? Even after winning the Conference League, what did my man go and do? He got them in the Europa League final. And what were they? A penalty away? A penalty away from being Europa League winners, which would have propelled them into the Champions League for the first time since 2018. So talk to me. What on earth is going on? What is going on in the psyche in Roma, in the Roma board? You know, the sporting director, Thiago Pinto, who's leaving in February, by the way. So the irony is, you know, they've brought in Daniele De Rossi. Big up to Daniele De Rossi. Of course, he's a big Roma legend. You know what I'm saying? El Capitano. The thing is, they're bringing him in for a 6-month period, interim. And then in the summer, they're going to have to go look for a new manager without a sporting director. And believe me, in Italy, people, they need sporting directors. Because the people running that ship, trust me, they haven't got a clue what they're doing. You know, we discuss Man United on a weekly basis, okay, about how that football club's run. Believe me, Italy is no different. They need a sporting director over there. Back-to-back bloody European finals. Roma. Let's remember who this team is. We're not talking Juventus. We're not talking Inter. We're not talking AC Milan. We're not talking any of those teams. The fan base has been on fire since the man entered. Have you guys actually watched games like Roma home games or even watched highlights of Roma home games? The stadiums are like back to the 2000s, the early 2000s. You know, like the 2005, the 99, that era of Italian football where the stadiums were packed and it was all you could see was smoke. It was just flares galore because of the fandom. That's exactly what was going on in the Stadio Olimpico. This guy was. Do you know that they sold out 44 home games in a row? The Stadio Olimpico sold out 44 games in a row because of Jose Mourinho, because of the fact that he actually arrived there, the fact that he turned up at Roma. 44. I think you don't understand. Like we watch our English football and we see stadiums get packed out every single week. It's nothing. Ain't nothing but a chicken wing, right? But in Italy, people, I don't think you guys understand. I don't think you understand how mental that is. Go watch Napoli now. You're Italian champions. Go watch. I watched Napoli against, who did they play on the weekend? I want to say, I forgot who it is now. Who they played on. Pippo Inzaghi is the manager. It's completely left me. I think was it Livorno? I don't know. Or Salernitana. That was who it was. They played them, right? And the stadium, not full. Those are the champions. Now, they're not having a great season. They're currently 8th in the league at the moment. And I think they're 20 points off first place. That's the reason to sack a manager. Not when you're Roma in 9th place, 5 points off top 4. 5 points off top 4. Because the main thing is that Mourinho has not got Champions League football. He's not got Roma fighting for the title again. Excuse me, Roma? Have you had a look at yourselves lately? When was the last time you finished 2nd in the league? Because I sure as hell cannot remember. I can't remember you lot finishing 2nd in the league. And it better not be the Ranieri days. I don't think it is, but it better not be that time. When Mourinho was at Inter, for goodness sake. No, it can't be that. We can't be going that far back. I don't think it is. But nonetheless, this Roma side has been underachieving for years, decades. Decades it's been underachieving. Then they bring in Jose Mourinho and, he wins them a European Cup. and he goes to 2 European finals back to back. He's been at the club 2.5 years. He's got 2 finals under his belt. He's got a trophy under his belt. The first manager to ever win all 3 major European trophies. People argue about the budget. Well, let's talk about the budget, okay? Let's have a deep dive into their budget. The first season Jose Mourinho was there. Do you know what Thiago Pinto said, the sporting director? Roma have 70 players on the books. Did you hear me? Did you friggin' hear me? Roma have 70 players on the books. That's from the sporting director. The point being, it's a friggin' mess here at Roma. And we need to start clearing out this dead wood, okay? And start having players that are meant to be here, that die for the shirt, that are Romanista. Do you know what I'm saying? That proper bleed. I mean, so, you know, European countries, they are passionate beyond your description. So what did he had 100 million to spend in his first year, and he spent 100 million straight out of the gate. Tammy Abrahams, those kind of players that he was bringing in. I think I don't know if he brought in Dybala that year or the year after. But you know what? 100 million, everyone says, yeah, he had 100 million. He had money to spend. They backed him. Guess what they've done the next 2 friggin' seasons? And on that note, I want to bring in some. Oh, look at that! He's got the Inter Milan. He's got. Oh, look at it! Look at it! Look at the scenes, people. Look at the scenes. But sorry, Robinho. I mean,
benvenuto, ciao, nell'azzurri, forza nell'azzurri. How are we doing this evening?
Flipping hell, man! I'm knee deep in the run at the minute. 100 million they spent in the first year under Jose Mourinho. Okay, guess what they've spent since second season, third season? Guess how much money they gave the guy? He spent under 10 million euros net.
That's what I was thinking. It was like really, really, really small.
A farce. A farce. Okay, ridiculous amounts of the next 2 seasons because of people like Mourinho. Can Roma even think of having players like Dybala and Lukaku? Now, listen, I understand. People will have their bones and pick their bones about Lukaku, pick their bones about Dybala, whatever. Injury-prone players.
The thing is, for a team like Roma, though,
this is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they got Renato, and if anything, they've got crippled players in the side. He's been signing Renato Sanchez on like, I think low fee or on loan. Jose Mourinho was on free. Okay, he's lost Ndika, and I think Jose Mourinho at the AFCON, aren't they? I swear, Awar played yesterday, right, for Algeria. Like the way the football club has been run is just frigging ridiculous. Talk to me, Robinho, man. What did you make of this before we get into the comment section?
So before anything, you know what is so funny that we decided to do the Italian podcast tonight? On the way back from work, I get a phone call from +39. I'm thinking, who the heck is this? But I have a smart thing. I have a smart thing on my phone that tells like which country it's from. Guess which country it was.
Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Mother Italy rang me. It was some random don that runs a restaurant in Milan.
Love that.
And asking, like, he started speaking Italian. I was like, hold on, what's going on? Like,
first of all,
sorry, I speak English. And then he's like, oh, no, I speak English. Like, you order from my restaurant. Blah, blah. I was like, from where? He's like, no, in Milan. I'm like, brother, I'm in the UK. You've got the wrong number. He's like, oh, sorry. But yeah.
Unbelievable.
It was a sign.
Unbelievable scenes. Yeah, no, absolutely, man. Big up yourself for joining me, man. I thought it was a one-man soldier run, and I didn't mind doing a one-man soldier run either. But yeah, I mean, the stuff that I can't fathom it. I genuinely cannot fathom it.
I just don't know why. Like, that's my first question. Like, why? Like, they've lost 4 games in a row. I heard that. Like, it's not been the best time of the season, but they're doing well in Europe. Are they not?
Yes,
they're doing
back to back. And then I think was it the last? Is it like round of 32? I don't know what.
I think they're in the bypass. I think they're in the last 16.
Why don't I think they had Feyenoord? I could have sworn they got Feyenoord or someone like that.
Okay, I don't know if they're in the playoffs or not, but they're still in Europe. They're still doing it.
Oh, they're there. They're there. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up to the crew that are locked in as well, man. Shout out to AD. Forza Inter, you're done though. Hey, we got the Interisti in the building. Inter man as well, of course. But yeah,
that was just my first question. And then you see him, he's crying. He doesn't know what to say because I think this was the first time he didn't expect it.
Yeah, I mean, from the reports I was reading over the course of the season is that his contract ended at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And so, like, they kind of asked, because in recent weeks and recent months, the form hasn't been great, right? I think Roma have won 1 in 6, something like that. A bit like Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like, it's like 1 win in 6 or whatever, right? And the form hasn't been great. They lost to Lazio, which is never great. And they got absolutely beat up by Milan on the weekend, right? Without Mourinho even being at San Siro, because he was banned. Because I think the guy can't stay on the pitch to save his life. I think he's missed 16 games on the touchline overall. But it's lawless in Serie A. This is the thing we have to understand. When you hear things of this nature, you think, man, this is crazy. Like, shout out to Caesar Sense. Man said 70. Roma had 70 players on the books. 70 players on the books when Mourinho took charge. People like Stefan Nzonzi, people like Javier Pastore. Do you remember these names? Pastore, for goodness sake.
Huh? Classic.
The classics, but they were there.
Yeah, but then they want to go back to the classics, don't they? Because guess who's become the manager?
Yeah, well, interim, we have to specify. But yeah, Daniele De Rossi, El Capitano. You know what I'm saying? He's now got he's in the camp, and he's
But then another reason, I'm just like, wait, why?
It doesn't make sense, Robin. It doesn't make any sense why Roma, and they've got American ownership now, Roma, so it's not even the Italian that you know it to be. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like it's not the frigging president of frigging Italy who's running the football club. It's not them days anymore, right? And it's not as many Italian sort of owners in Italian football at all.
No. Nowadays we've got a lot of Asian, we've got a lot of American. Yeah.
It's not the Italian that we used to know. I mean, I was watching a game on the weekend. I think it was Lecce against who were they playing? And like there was just names I couldn't. Not even Lecce had Italian players in their team, and you're just there like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Pastore,
Lecce had Lazio on the weekend.
They would say, it was Lazio. Okay, it was Lazio.
1-0. Yeah.
I remember that. But yeah, let's get into the comment section, man. Assad says, wait, what? Top 4 pod moving crazy. Consecutive pods on consecutive days. Listen, it had to be done. When Jose Mourinho was getting the sack, we had to pull the trigger. It was one of those ones. It's been bubbling, isn't it? We've toyed with like European football show and stuff like that. And we may have to do something along them lines, Robinho. We might have to be putting out more stuff like this where the time sees fit. That's the issue. We're working men. You know what I'm saying? We're out here doing this thing. And big up yourself, Assad. Tahar says top 4 on Tuesday. Absolutely phenomenal. Yes, it is, Jeff. Phenomenal scenes. Now, I'm going to let you translate this.
When I saw that, it's good evening.
It's good evening.
To the greatest podcast. The greatest podcast. So Calcio. So on football. Yeah, so on football, yeah. On a Tuesday evening, where the specialist in failure has gone. I don't know what the last was, but it's a specialist in something. That's my Italian done.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've done bloody well there. Specialist in failure. To even see that one. Fantastic.
But yeah, speaking of Serie A, I don't know if you're keeping up with the live scores because it is live Serie A tonight. It's 1-0 to Juventus.
Yeah, they're playing who?
Sassuolo.
Yeah.
Dusan Vlahovic.
15 minutes in. Hello.
Yeah.
Murad goes on to say, "Big up your Italian." I know that's a quick copy and paste now. This segment should be called the top 4 news and the most important breaking or latest news in footballing world should be discussed. Yeah, there's definitely things we could definitely work on a few things regarding the show. Murad says it doesn't make sense to any of us. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense why Roma would sack. Like, I get the form, I get the fact that apparently the points, it's the lowest percentage of wins and and I hear all that. They're 5 points off top 4, Robinho.
5 points top 4.
They're 5 points off top 4.
It's not like Roma were in dire straits.
No, it's the form. Like they've won 1 in 6. And okay, they lost to Lazio, and trust me, losing a derby in Italy.
In Italy is long.
in Rome it's not a laugh. Yeah, it's not a laugh. And bear in mind, like he survived 6 derbies, Mourinho, right, and lost 4 of them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. He like in that sense, if he was an Italian manager, he would have been gone at the second defeat. He would have been gone. Top of the league, he would have been gone. Right? So fair enough. But yeah, I don't know, man. One man flying the flag. Yeah, man. Totti and then, man. That's what I'm saying. Because I was talking about the last time they even won a league. He had players of Totti. He had players of Totti. Yeah, you know, I think Cassano joined after. I don't think he joined. I don't know if he won the league with them that year. I'm not sure. But I remember Cassano was at Bari around them times. But like, you know, we're talking about, you know, Totti. We're talking about Del Vecchio, Montella, Batistuta. You know, we're going back. We're going Panucci.
Back. You know what I'm saying? Serie A was Serie A.
Cafu. Serie A was Serie A-ring. You know them ones? When it was Serie A-ring, blood. That's when it was. That's the last time. 2001, Robinho. 2001. Do you know what I'm saying? That's when WCW and ECW invaded the WWF. That's how long ago this was. Do you know what I'm saying? Their last European trophy was in this. I can't remember if it was in 1961 or whether they won it 60 years ago. I'm trying to remember, but I know there's a 60 in there. Whether it's 60 years ago. That's their last European trophy.
Obviously, the last European trophy for Italy was Roma.
Oh, God. Are you serious? Oh, of course, yeah, because it was last.
But Champions League is Inter Milan. The boys.
Well, come on.
Tripletta.
You know? Tripletta. How do you know?
And guess who bought it? Guess who bought it?
The man right here. Right here. There he is. Right there. Flipping hell. Mourinho's reputation is in the mud, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I'm not.
We do have to talk about it. We do.
Okay, let's talk about this. Go on.
Yeah.
What do you agree with this statement?
Let me get the list because I had the last finishes of like his career. If I can find it, I'll get back to you. But the last few clubs, it's looking a bit sticky still. You carry on talking. I'll find it. I'll get back to you.
Look at the clubs anyway, right? We could talk about the win percentage. We could talk about what's happened at these clubs. You know, he's been to Inter, he's been to Real, he's been to Chelsea, he's been to Porto. He's won every single time he's gone there. He went to Man United and still won trophies out the bag. You know, he's still left with something. Roma, he's left with something. It just goes to show you what Tottenham Hotspur is.
I found the list. In Jose Mourinho's league finishes in the last 9 years. And it goes, I'll go from top to recent to last. All right. So last year, Roma, he finished 9th.
Okay.
And then he did 6th as well. So back-to-back 6th places.
Back-to-back 6, yeah.
Then before that, he was at Tottenham. He finished 7th and 6th. At Manchester United, he did 6th, 2nd, and 6th. And then Chelsea, when it was an absolute Mazzini, he got fired when he was 16th. So other than Chelsea, he's always been let go roughly around the 6th, 7th position. It's like,
Which makes sense.
Okay.
Which I can understand. I can understand that. But I would also put into context of what club was he managing at that time. Now, Man United should never be finishing 6th. That's fair enough. Neither should Chelsea. Shouldn't be anywhere near 16th. When I look at Spurs and I look at a Roma, I'm sort of like 6 is kind of your level. Like Roma, it would be nice to say Roma are a top 4 side, but when you look at Italy, Juve, Inter, AC,
and Atalanta,
Napoli, Atalanta, Lazio, Roma. Yeah. There's 7 teams we just named off the cuff. You know, Fiorentina are in the top 4 right now. Off the cuff, we're just naming.
All right, Fiorentina, that is heritage right there.
Oh, there's heritage right there. Oh God, yeah. You know, and I get the league positions are not good. They're not good. They're definitely not good. But it's Roma, guys. You guys need to understand. It's Roma, AS Roma. I know they have a name with such weight. I know it holds pedigree. I understand all of that. But yeah, this is crazy. What is next for Mourinho, Peter? Where does his managerial career take him?
I've only got 2. He has to go international, or he's done.
Where?
Portugal.
Where? Portuguese. I mean, look, they've just hired Roberto Martinez, so he ain't going anywhere.
Yeah, that's because Roma said no. And then they got rid of it.
Yeah, but I can't see them getting rid of Thing. They were talking about him linked with Brazil. Brazil have now got a new coach, right? So he's not going that way. You know, I've heard the noise about Newcastle. They're talking.
Newcastle. The thing is, I don't know
sorts.
about Newcastle because if I think about it, it would be such a very Newcastle next step move to get Mourinho, which I would understand. Would he go there? I don't know.
The thing is,
but for me, he needs to go international. And if it's not Portugal, I hear the England shouts. I do hear it.
Wow. England's interesting. That would be interesting. I mean, Sahar says Germany, Italy, either one. I mean, Germany do need some help.
But the thing is, when I think about England, I'm thinking,
who's Germany's manager now?
Would Jose be able to handle the players that we have for England now? And would he pick those players?
So my argument,
because for example, I don't think, me personally, he suits a Jude Bellingham per se, if that makes sense.
I understand
his style.
See, the thing is,
would he pick him?
The argument I will always make about Mourinho's kind of, like the style of football, X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the other. He hasn't had a great team since Chelsea. When you think about it, like if you gave him this, like say PSG, you gave him the reins at PSG and they can go and spend whatever money they want and he builds a team, right? I genuinely think had he had an elite team again, I think he would win again.
You don't think Inter was an elite team? Or are you talking like, what was it, 14, 15?
No, so with Inter, he won. He won the treble. You know what I'm saying?
So you're saying that the 14-15 Premier League?
Correct. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah. Not the 04 Chelsea. No.
I wanted to say 04 Chelsea. Like, what?
No. I meant 2015 15 Chelsea. Where, where in he comes back and I think he has a year there and, there's a few pieces and, they could have won the league that year if they really tried. I think they got to the semi-final of the Champions League that year, got knocked out by Atletico. Then the second year he signs Diego Costa, Cesc Fabregas, and who else? I feel like there's one more.
Blitzed the league,
and he blitzed the league. You know what I'm saying? I think Courtois came back. Courtois, the usual centre half of John Terry and whatnot. Then it was Fabregas, Diego Costa. The rest is history. And I'll bring back Drogba for good measure, just in case. Do you know them? It was kind of set. I just don't think he went to Man United, and Man United it wasn't structured.
He wasn't backed as much, and the structure was not there.
The structure wasn't there, and it wasn't all the players. I don't want to know. I don't want to say all the players weren't there because obviously no matter where you got to go and buy players.
But then the thing is, the only thing I don't rate him, he introduced Scott McTominay to this club, and that's the only thing I don't forgive him for. He was the one that brought Scott McTominay to this club.
Listen, man, he likes the Warriors, man. He likes those Warriors.
I know he likes the Warriors. I know he likes it. But where's the football?
He likes That's the thing. I always feel like the football comes later as if the team is there. And whilst I don't have the team, here's what we're going to do. And it's what he did it in Rome. He did it with, you look at Spurs, not a great side. Not a great side, Spurs.
And he took him to the final, and he was sacked for
final. And he's sacked 2 days before it.
But that was Spurs.
Yeah, that was Spursy. Yeah. Bro, he won a European trophy with Roma. When people thought this man was down and out, he showed up again. He's won a trophy at every club bar Spurs. Then the likes of Conte, you know what I'm saying, at Spurs, didn't win anything there. So there's a lot there. Let me go back to the comments earlier on that you guys had made mention of. But that's, in terms of that question, I'm not entirely sure. Roma began to felt like they were making progress and now saw themselves as an equal to their once surpassed rivals. I believe that they felt Mourinho has taken them as far as they can. Mourinho wanted dough. That's all he wanted. He kept knocking on that door and said, money. Where's the money? Because if you're not going to give me money, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go back to Steven Nzonzi and players of that ilk. I mean, Renato Sanchez, for goodness sake. Paredes. People like that. What are they doing in this squad? What are they doing in Rome? You know what I'm saying? They don't need to be here. They don't need to be anywhere near here. You know, the other conspiracy is that they wanted someone with the blood of Rome to manage the teams. Those clubs are very particular about having someone cut from the same cloth as the club's history. Yeah, but the fan base, like they sold
They
out the
love
Olympico
Mourinho.
44 home games in a row. Bro, Italian stadiums do not fill out anymore. They're still old and decrepit.
Not that they used to.
But the Olympico, it's gone back to like the early 2000s, late 90s. Rammed, flares, noise. I mean, was it the other game not too long ago? Mourinho was singing the anthem. I mean, and you know, you almost think Mourinho's Italian. The way he was so passionate at Inter, he was mad passionate at Inter, and then at because he hates Juve. Then he was mad passionate with Roma. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know, man. It didn't make any sense.
Listen, I still say
it didn't make any sense.
Every time he says my Inter, I was like, oh, he's there.
Yeah. Of course. Have you got a goal there, mate?
Free kick. What a free kick. It's 2-0 to Juventus. It's that man again, Dusan Vlahovic. Top right corner, free kick. Yeah.
Wow. How much is he worth? How much is he worth this window? So yeah, Maria has translated for us. Good evening to the greatest footballing podcast to air on a Tuesday night when the specialist in failure cannot compare to the specialist in being sacked. Okay. Caesar says top 4 Tuesdays has a ring to it. Listen, guys, I don't want to promise anything. Okay, that is going to be on every Tuesday. I was thinking later on in the week because it gives you a break from the Mondays pod. Maybe a Wednesday, Thursday, little European thing, whatever, Italian thing.
I'll be real, yeah. Keeper should have saved it. Keeper was poor.
Was it poor?
It was top bins. Don't get me wrong. Very good thing. It was, what you call it? The keeper's insides and all that stuff. And keeper had much time to get it. He actually gets half his hand to the ball. And then it goes back. And it goes in. I was like, keeper, you should have saved that.
Hey, listen, Sassuolo's keeper, innit? It's not easy. You don't know. Mira says Wenger has not been sacked as much as this guy. Yeah, fair enough.
Listen, Wenger is a one lifer.
He was Teflon Don, mate. Was it Monaco, Grampus 8, and Arsenal? That's his career.
Yeah.
Caesar says, ask where they coach.
Who they coach. If they.
Let me tell you, man, Roma have had guys, honestly, the story of Serie A in the last 20 years. Roma, you guys, man, it's madness. Mancini, as in Mancini.
Roberto.
Roberto, I mean, if we're saying in terms of players or whatever, players he played for Lazio and Sampdoria, I'm not too sure.
But we were talking about the back in the day when we were saying
remember Mancini won the title at Lazio in 2000.
Yeah.
So it's mad. He's going out sad. Should he pack it in? Where does he go next? Nah, Mourinho shouldn't pack it in. The managers are not like, I don't think they have the peaks and I don't know why. I just don't believe they necessarily lose touch. Especially somebody like a Mourinho who looks like he still studies this game till now. Like, it's not the same, bro. Like, he went to Rome, before Roma was what was happening now. Roma only became relevant again because he was there. They wouldn't be signing people.
You know, them names, like some of these managers. For example, I was still confused of how Carlo Ancelotti went to Everton because he's above that caliber.
Yeah.
Completely. Jose Mourinho at this time is bigger than Roma.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's not even a question. Mate, I was so gassed. I was like, right, this could be sick, you know, this could work. Like I can see something happening. Like I was gassed.
But then I don't see how it went wrong. Like, if it was along the whole season, I hear it. Like, if he was doing stuff like what Ten Hag is doing or what Poch is doing, then more understandable.
Yeah.
But if it's just like 5-6 games.
Do you know what? I think a lot where it looked like it started to go a little bit south in terms of with the ownership anyway was the Anthony Taylor thing at the Europa League final when he ran up.
But that was still
he ran up.
That was mad. Do you know what Anthony did though? That was a disgrace.
Yeah, oh no, he was awful. But like you know, they lost on a penalty shootout. Like they were so close, right? And like, you know, he called him a disgrace. Roma fans then went, and I think, what did they do to their car?
They
did
wanted
something
to
to his
lick him.
car. Yeah, yeah. They literally, and then Mourinho straight away was like, yo, everybody thought that was me because they blamed him for it, basically. And he was like, you know, I wanted my team to back me. They didn't back me. Roma should have come out and said it's nothing to do with Jose. Like, let me tell you, the guy was throwing darts. He was on it, like he was on it.
That is the one downside always with Mourinho, especially because I've had him at my club now.
Yeah.
Like, when things don't go his way, he does like to throw things out of his pram.
The thing is, though, like, if he was my manager, I would love it, though. Like,
no,
the thing is, as a character,
trust me, as a character, great, but
I don't know, man. It's like Mikel
get on your last nerve at times.
Do you know what? I don't know, man. Because every time I've seen him do it, I'm like, this is funny, and like,
it's funny because it's not your club. But when it's your club, man, it's a different thing. Like Jose had every right to be sacked. At the same time, he also had every right to be backed. Like his sacking
seems to be a story. That seems to be the story of his career post Chelsea, isn't it? Post Chelsea, it seems to be this. You know, it's crazy, man. I don't know, man. It's absolutely crazy. His reputation's in the mud because footballing philosophy hasn't trumped that of Pep's, essentially, because his football philosophy hasn't trumped, right? Every other club and manager have brought into the possession-based tactics. Therefore, his pull on clubs hasn't been as strong as before because the biggest clubs believe that playing his style of football is paramount to success. Pep's influence has killed his market. I understand that. I do get that point. But like I said, when I look at the
same time, the thing is that you need to understand that when Jose has his team, like that's actually has it, it's a different thing.
But also, even if he doesn't have it all the way, he still collects something along the way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when you think about it, right? United's probably a different cause because they actually had some talented players in there and everything else, right?
And the thing is, the first season that he came, like, he had to work with what he had.
Yeah. And did he collect 2 trophies that year?
He collected 2 trophies and all that stuff. And then he literally went to the board. He's like, right, guys.
Yeah.
Look what Man City are. If you want me to win this league, I need the money. But we didn't back him. But then because we didn't back him, he did self-sabotage. So that's the thing. It's like, we know what we did wrong, but there was things that he also did wrong that just did not help.
The thing is, and the crazy thing is, on this occasion, even at Spurs, he didn't throw any toys at the pram, really, in that same vein, you know? But for him, it was like, listen, you give me the money, bro. We can run. That's the way he was. And the fact that he had such backing of the fans, I think he probably thought he was Teflon at Roma. You know, the guy's in tears, frigging crying on the camera. Roma are more a Totti legacy thing than anything else. You know what I'm saying? When you say Roma, it's Totti. It's Totti. You know, what are we talking about here? You know? What are we talking about here? Let him take over England. He'll win the World Cup with his style, with his playing style, and he can retire after that. Let him shush the footballing world with an audacious feat. Listen, there is an international trophy on the way. It's on his vision board. Let's be very clear.
Euros,
Copa,
Euros,
you know, Copa America, Saturn. It's on the vision board. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, it's a lot, man. I don't know, it's a lot. He wanted Dyer at Man United. Fair enough.
There were some things I'm just like, rah, really?
Listen, you know, he wanted Maguire there, didn't he? Before he ended up going there, he wanted players like Dyer. There's all sorts of players like, you know, he will want, and we will always question, and he's not going to get it 100% right. Dyer to Man United. I mean, at the time when what was Dyer doing at Spurs? Were they good? Was it a good Spurs at that time?
Dyer was
Dyer.
Been Dyer,
but
throughout his whole career.
What was that? 2016 Mourinho was at United.
16-17.
16-17. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what Spurs were then. I mean, Spurs finished second that year. Spurs were kind of hot. They were hot. Whether they were good, it's another. It's another one.
Dyer is still Dyer, and somehow he's off. He's at Bayern Munich. So,
yep. And look at this. This hurts me. This comment hurts me.
This
comment hurts me.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Mourinho's won every European trophy.
You know what? I have a question. I know it's Italian. We're talking Italian, but I'm going to divert a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you think this hurts Wenger's legacy in terms of being one of the top managers of all time? Because let's keep it. Because Jose, Pep, Fergie, they've all lifted the Champions League.
Yeah.
They've all become Club World Cup.
It does. Robin, Arsenal not winning the Champions League in 04.
04 05. Is that Paris final?
03, 04. No.
Okay.
Forget the final. The final thing was 06. Bro, we went out to Chelsea in the quarterfinal when we went unbeaten. Yeah, to Chelsea. Chelsea in 04. Right?
Yeah.
Not the
Chelsea that were cooking Chelsea.
Not the Mourinho. Yeah, it wasn't boiled yet.
It was boiled. It was cooking.
It wasn't bubbling. it was the temperature was warm, but it was Ranieri's Chelsea, right? They then this is how undercooked they were. They went out to Monaco the next round. Patrice Evra and man.
Does everyone remember the 04 final? Of who was there?
Final was Mourinho versus Monaco. Oh, come on.
Listen, Mourinho, he's everywhere, man.
Porto versus Monaco was your Champions League final.
That is the one Champions League I thought Fergie should have won it.
Is it?
Yeah.
See,
because we went out to
the best team in the world.
And it was the introduction to Jose Mourinho. But I'm like, when you look back, I was like,
of course, you lost to Porto that year, didn't you? Was that in the quarters?
Like, Fergie. I think it was the quarters.
So we both went out in the quarters then.
And I was just like, really, Fergie? This Champions League, you could have won. Yeah.
I mean, it was a madness, bruv. It was an utter madness. Because was that the year when Deportivo knocked out AC Milan after being 4-0 down?
So. It was a mad Champions League.
It was a crazy year. A semi-final has Chelsea and Monaco in one of them, and Porto and Deportivo in the other. You've got to be kidding me! No, this can't be.
All the big teams are out. All of them.
Everyone. No Barca, no Real. No Man United. Like then Bayern. Where are they? Like nobody was there. That year, bro. We went to San Siro and gave Inter 5. I can't. No, I can't. That year hurts, man. That year hurts, blood. I can't lie. Let's say Roma are drugs, big up SW6. You don't know, man. What they're smoking Buju Banton, man. I don't know, man. He gave them a European trophy after 61. Okay, so it was a 61-year wait, right? 61 years, people. And what was the name of that trophy? The Fairs Cup. What does that mean? And took them to another European final, back-to-back finals. A team that hasn't won the league title since 2001. The Twin Towers were still up.
God damn.
Are you hearing this, people? Huh? Are you hearing? So this is what we're up against here. This is what we're up against here. I don't know what's going. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, listen, Daniele De Rossi is going to be another fan favorite. Okay, former captain. This guy was at Roma for how many years? Was it 20 years?
20 years. Yeah.
20 years. You know how many contract renewals he had at the club?
Probably like 17.
he had 2 contract renewals.
Damn.
He was signing these lifetime deals.
Yeah, these life deals.
No, guys, this league is a different breed. They don't know, Robin. This league.
No. They need to understand that Serie A, like back in the day, like if you were born in that city, you live in that city. You do not leave.
And you know what? Sometimes though, there's a lot of incest in terms of you play for Lazio, right? Then you go play for Inter, and you'd play for Juve. Like Pirlo played for Juve, Inter, and AC
but
Milan.
Pirlo's a weird guy, if we're real.
Pirlo's weird, but it was commonly weird. Like it was commonly weird in Italy. I don't know why. Like Baggio played for everything, right? Batistuta played for friggin' Fiorentina and Roma. Baggio played for Roma. Sorry, for Fiorentina and Juventus. Now, if you know your history about them two, madness in East Anglia, absolute madness. It's like Figo when he went from Barca to Real Madrid.
When Fergie tried to sign Paolo Maldini, his father was the manager, and his father said, "Listen, my son does not leave Milan. No. I'm sorry, it's not happening."
That's a lifer. Yeah, that's a lifer. Nesta went from Lazio to AC Milan. there's crazy teams. There's crazy. Like R9 played for literally all of them, bar Juventus. Zlatan played for all of them.
Zlatan, yeah,
played for all of them. So yeah, it's a crazy one. I don't know what Roma are doing. Daniele De Rossi, let's see what he does. I think AD mentioned that, didn't he get relegated? I can't remember who he managed. I didn't even realize he managed. But I'm not too sure. But people like Thiago Motta are in jobs, by the way.
Yeah. Football's moving on, man.
It's sad, isn't it? Like all of our players that we watched, the ballers we watched, are managing.
They are on the touch line.
I'm getting sacked. Like seeing Filippo Inzaghi, bro, managing Salernitana was hilarious on the weekend. I was just like, this can't be right. I said, I asked people to name the Roma starting 11. They can't do it. This is real insanity. They are 5 points off top 4. That's what I'm saying. It's mental, guys. It's mental. It's mental. Do you know what I'm saying? I said these Romans have always been fugazi since the ancient times, sleeping with their sisters and half brothers. It's all crazy. I swear Roma have like one top 4 finish in 9 years. There you go. Remontada when they went and beat Barcelona coming from behind, right? Was it 3-0? That's the last time they were there. That's 2018, 17-18 season, I think it is. You know what I'm saying? Costas Manolas. Come on.
Had Messi looking absolutely shocked.
Do me a favor, guys. Do me a bloody favor. Listen, guys, thank you guys for joining us tonight, man. It had to be done. And hopefully, we could probably keep the momentum going. We might make it into more. I don't know what you think, Robin, but we'll have to discuss within the team.
We'll discuss it. We'll go here then. We'll do something random. Do you want to quickly do the state of play in Serie A while we're talking about Serie A?
What's that? As in like the table and everything else?
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously on the weekend there was quite a few results that happened in Serie A, including and probably sort of the final nail in the coffin, but obviously Roma lost 3-1 at AC Milan at San Siro. So, that kind of does it for them there. But if we look at the current table, in fact, I might even put it up here. Why don't I just do it like this? BBC Sport. Yeah, we'll put it up on here, and I'll show you guys how Serie A
things are looking in Italia.
Exactly, because it's going to be who finishes in the top 4, guys. When you look at this,
I know who's finishing in the top 4.
When you look at this top, look at this table. How clear is that, guys? Is that good?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm thinking
top. The Nerazzurri.
Inter Milan, yeah? We love that. We love that. Look at the record as well. Look at the record, guys. Huh? Look at the record as well. But yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Wins, 3 draws, 1 L. Things we like to see.
Scenes of glorious emotion. This is what we like to see. This is what we like to see. Juventus, they're currently winning at the moment. So that's, I think
this is a live point. It's a live, yeah.
So 49 points for them as well. AC Milan in 3rd, who have not been that great. I mean, look, they're nearly 9 points off top. It's a bit mad. I mean,
I think the top 3 at the moment. Yeah, Napoli is a big.
Napoli are 20 points off the top of the league. That's where you sack your manager. That's where you sack him.
After winning the league, like what's going on here?
Bologna, the surprise package here this year. Sorry, go ahead, mate.
But yeah, I was gonna say, I think the top 3 is pretty set. I was expecting Inter, Juve, and AC. And the thing is, though, Juve, they were kind of smart because they canned the conference because that's where they were going.
They did, yeah.
They canned it and said, you know what?
Didn't they get thingy? I thought they got disqualified.
No.
I thought they qualified for the tournament.
So they qualified for the tournament, and then it was either they get a hefty fine from Europe because they were in breach of rules, or they say, you know what, we're not going to play for Europe for a season. And they said, you know what, we'd rather not play for one season. And it's helping them because they're just playing weak football. Week to week football. But
there you go.
They're not at the top, and that's the thing we like to see.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the big cheese are at the top. Yeah. Again, I mean, do you know what I was thinking as well though? Who do Roma actually go for in the new manager in the summer? Antonio Conte?
will Conte go to Roma? I think Conte's kind of tired of Syria, if I'm very honest.
Do you think he is?
Yeah.
I don't know, you know.
Because at the end of the day, he was holding out for a United job. And then they said no.
Do you look at that situation more like this is now more criminal? This is more crazy that we didn't go for Conte at the time, or are you not of that opinion?
So after I saw Conte at Tottenham, something for me changed. That makes sense. Yeah, because I looked at it and I was just like, I don't know if it would have been any different at United. I feel like he would have also got frustrated at the board. Remember, he got frustrated at the Inter Milan board.
Sure, yeah,
and was ready to leave
because the writing was on the wall. Inter Milan just went and sold everything. They sold everything they had. What about the fact? Okay, what about after the fact with Ten Hag now? You're still of that opinion?
I don't know. The thing was Ten Hag. I'm like, who do I go next? And I'm like, I'm not feeling it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm like,
because I feel like
the one.
I feel
like he arrest the situation. Yeah. Will he fix the situation? No.
Interesting.
Yeah,
because I think when you're the manager of Spurs, I think it's very easy to be your reputation to really get tainted, and Conte's as well as Jose's has been tainted whilst being at those clubs. Jose has since won a trophy and been to 2 European finals in that time, and Conte, no doubt, he's got trophies still to collect. You know what I'm saying? The well hasn't run dry there, not yet anyway. I think we're gonna wrap it up here, Rubinho.
Yeah,
I think it's I've finally got it off my chest because I was spitting when I saw the news. I just said, what are they thinking? What are they doing? And I was just like, you know what, Roma, you wound me up, you know. And the thing is, I got love for all of these teams. I do, just because of the fact I watched Serie A when I was a kid. It was on Channel 4. It was my access. You know, Inter Milan had Recoba, Ronaldo, Zamorano, Djorkaeff. Like, that's the era, you know what I'm saying, that we were growing up on. Pagliuca in goal.
Rivaldo.
Rivaldo's and people like this, you know what I'm saying? Ronaldo, sorry. Yeah, people like this. This is what we were growing up with. So, yeah, man. Roma didn't help Mourinho this season. Yeah, under 10 million euros over the last 2 years. Excuse me? What do you expect with that? So good luck to Daniele De Rossi. See how he does. And Mourinho, I'm sure we'll see him again soon. I'd like to see him. Now, I wanted to see him. Say again?
Pundit Mourinho, bring him back.
Yeah, but I need him in the Premier League, man. I need Mourinho either in Italy or in the Premier League. These are the two places I need him. Because I'm not gonna be following Spanish football. Like I will keep up to date with what's going on in Spain and in Germany. But even, bro, you know what I was realizing the other day? I watched Bayern Munich. Who did they play on the weekend? Hoffenheim? Yeah, it was Bayern Munich Hoffenheim on the weekend. Or was it the Friday night or something like that? And I was just like, do you know what? The quality of football, man, it's not pulling me. There's no tech in Germany. You know there was. There's just no tech. And I don't know why it just wasn't pulling me. But
we've got an interesting take here.
I just need Mourinho to get back in English football at least. If Chelsea are serious, they bring back Jose this summer. Oh my God, now we're talking. The footballing gods have somehow blessed them with one last chance to save the mess. What do you think about this?
Oh, would he be able to work with Todd Bowley?
He's got dough.
He's got dough.
Jose needs
Todd's policy is under 25s, not ready. That's the thing. But we know Jose, he needs ready.
He needs them cooked, ready-made, man. And these man ready to go. You're bang on. You're bang on. There will be a conflict of interest of some description. But do you know what, bruv? Like, Jose Mourinho at Chelsea. Like, it makes sense to me. Do you know them ones?
Because he is Chelsea. That's the reason. He is Chelsea.
And the thing is, do you remember how many arguments we've had on the Top 4 podcast regarding Mourinho, where I've said, if you bow down to him, the trophies will come. Or if he bows down to them, like to the trophies will come. The minute you're at loggerheads, you know what I'm saying? Mourinho Mark III, I will be there. Listen, and this is what I'm trying to say. I know Mourinho didn't do a great job at Man United, right? It wasn't great, But Man United, Spurs, and now Roma, these are not the game. These are not the clubs to be clouded your memory of with Jose. I always think this. That's what I was saying to you earlier. He hasn't had a great team since Chelsea in 2015. He hasn't had a great team. Like Chelsea's team in 2015 is so underrated in terms of its title-winning teams, right? If you were to rank what was their best ever Premier League winning team, 15 could be number 2. Quite easily. It could be number 2. What you saying?
That's a different debate. We can have that debate.
Oh, this is a debate. SW6, we're about to get into the studio for this one.
No,
good one.
Number 2. 14-15.
It was good. It was bloody good.
Nah.
Bro, you know what's so funny? Do you know what's so funny?
Good. Ain't number 2.
I'll tell you what, bro, they won the league when Fabregas made that assist to Andre Schürrle. They won the league that day. That was Monday Night Football, game 1.
Where is that, brother?
That was game 1. Well, Andre Schürrle.
Yeah.
God knows.
Where is he?
God knows where he's gone. Yeah, definitely. That's a great debate topic. I don't get Oscar involved and get us the SW6 involved as well, because this will be a great one, and all for all the Chelsea guys as well. But yeah, I still think like my only concern with Mourinho going back to Chelsea is, as you said, it's the Bowley thing. It's not Roman Abramovich, and
he knows how to work with Roman. And
there's money there. Can he buy ready-made footballers? If he's allowed to, guys, it's problems. Because not only is it Pep versus Klopp versus Mourinho. It will be sensational scenes. Sensational scenes. But, will he have to go to like a Newcastle? The thing is,
I can see him going to Newcastle. I can see it. Like, if Eddie Howe, because for me, I think this is as far as Eddie Howe can go. Me personally. Wow. And now Mourinho's available. I would not be surprised if the Saudis are like,
listen,
let's start phase 2.
You're not wrong there. You're not. Yeah. I can see the Saudi itching, blood. What's my man's name? I forgot his name now. I know his face, but I can see him itching. He says, "Listen, look, Jose's free though. Jose's free, but so is Conte. You know them ones. So it's going to be a toss up, man. But we need Conte and Jose back in the Premier League. We definitely need that. But yeah, Serie A has lost a top manager, man. They've lost a top manager. Only because of Bobby Robson, I do think Chelsea is a possibility.
No, Newcastle.
Well, so Bobby, remember that was Jose's. Well, he was Jose's. Sorry, Bobby. Jose was Bobby's right hand man, translator at Barcelona and all that. I think he had him in Portugal as well. Was he at Porto? Was he at Lisbon or Benfica? I can't remember now. It's all a bit blurry. But so Bob had a job in Portugal as well. Yeah, it's a definite possibility. Anyway, we have to wait and see, man. We have to wait and see, guys. Until next week, yeah. Unless anything else crazy comes off this week,
crazy comes up.
But we already know De Rossi is going to be the interim manager at, which is going to be sick, by the way. Like De Rossi is, if Totti's, the savior in Rome, then friggin', what I'm saying, this guy's John. You know what I'm saying? De Rossi's like John. You know the one. The fans will be there. They will support De Rossi. They'll be all over it. But remember this, what I said, guys. 44 consecutive home games at the Stadio Olimpico was sold out because of Jose Mourinho. I don't know if they will do this with De Rossi. We'll have to wait and see. There's going to be a lot of tears between now and next weekend's fixtures. I'm going to be watching Roma closely. I need to see who are they facing on the weekend. They will be facing. So Juve still 2-0, yeah?
Yes, Juve still 2-0.
So Roma out.
Another show we can do soon.
Yeah,
if it continues, because I'm sure that you saw what happened yesterday in the Ghana hotel.
Flipping hell.
We'll talk AFCON soon.
AFCON. We've been doing our AFCON segments at the beginning of the show of the Monday show. It may have to have its own show altogether. But what's it called? Roma are playing Hellas Verona on Saturday, 5:00. It's the first game of the weekend. At home.
Oh,
at home.
It's gonna be tasty.
So it's gonna be tasty, guys. Feast your eyes on that.
TNT Sport.
Huh?
TNT Sports.
TNT. Is it on TNT?
It should be.
I don't know why I didn't think
TNT has Serie A.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
of course it does.
Oh, the thing is, where have you been watching your Serie A?
Brother, listen, I've not had Sky. So obviously, man, had to go on the black market. You know the ones there.
No, man.
Still figuring out a way. But yeah, anyway, until next week, people, we're gonna be out of here. Thank you guys for joining us. Peace. Forza Inter. You get me. Big up Jose Mourinho.
Zuri, the Interisti.
There you go. We'll see you there, bro. Cova Nord.